What is up, guys? Welcome back. This is part 2 of literally the mini movie I made of me cleaning yesterday. As you can see, I do not feel good at all today. It is a low to no spoon day, and thankfully I worked ahead, so I had some extra content and b-roll done. But I will finish posting the rest of the video that I made yesterday, and let me know what you think. If there's more you want to see, please leave me a comment. I'd love to talk to you guys. At some point, I'd like to do a live on here, but I need more subscribers. That being said, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, leave me some love in the comments. And if you have any cleaning tips or tricks, I'd love to hear them from you. Bye. Welcome back, guys. I'm so glad to see you. I have a lot of work to do in here today, so let's get to it. I had decided to not clean on my normal Sunday cleaning day because I wanted to hang out with my family and enjoy the weather before it turned into the snow apocalypse that my dog is so thankful to have once again. Meanwhile, we're freezing and we're not exactly happy, but it's fine. We got the house picked up before it started, so we get to chill a little bit. When I clean, especially like this, and I mean especially like this, I always take it step by step so I'm not super overwhelmed, because if I find something to do that piques my interest, I will do that little thing like scrubbing a baseboard that nobody can see instead of picking up all of the things that everybody can see. And so that's what I'm starting with. I've got trash, wrappers, different things that need to be picked up. Typically, once I pick up any trash laying around, I'll get some dirty dishes. And then in between that, I will put things away like spice containers, sugar, chips, whatever else you can think of. We're an ingredients household, so we usually have food all over the place, and it's always ingredients. And my kids don't always love that, but hey, they have good meals, better food than most, and a house that usually smells like something mom or dad cooked. But let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. For now, we're going to get some music started and get to work. Once upon a time, I was a super crunchy young mom with 2 little kids, 2 babies. I had no idea what I was doing, and this was at the beginning of the mega addiction to social media. We were seeing mass amounts of information being funneled through with scary headlines such as cancer carcinogens found in baby soap, or harsh chemicals that can cause infertility in your baby diapers. And when you feed and prey upon people with fear, especially with severe postpartum depression, it does not make for a good time for anyone. I will say, though, having children did save my life. I learned so many valuable skills, like how to do my laundry, how to wash cloth diapers, how to wash cloth diapers by hand, allowing the sun to bleach them so that they're fresh and clean without using a lot of harsh chemicals. I learned how to effectively wash towels that way so that they were soft yet still absorbent. which helps them to last longer and dry us off better without it being uncomfortable or itchy or crunchy or too soft. It's just right. I also learned a lot about my body. I learned how it works. I learned how to take care of it better. I learned about breastfeeding. I learned about biology. I learned how strong I was. I learned how to put others before myself. I learned how to say no, which really has been life-saving. It's been a long road to learn that no is a complete sentence, but every time I've had to learn that no is a complete sentence, it always revolves around my children. Either I'm telling them no, or I'm protecting them by making sure that I keep them safe without too many outside influences stealing our peace. Now, as you can see here, I'm starting to gather up random odds and ends. I have a hamper full of things that need to go into other rooms. No, I did not put the cat food in there, but I did put a few odds and ends. There's always a blanket in my kitchen this time of year because I usually wrap up to go outside with the dog, and my husband does too. So we just usually toss it and then run off. It's not a good habit to have, but if you have ADHD and an ADHD family, you definitely get it. Now, that bottle with the green stuff in it, let me tell you something. That is my favorite go-to everyday cleaner. I have a few natural options that I like, but this one, while it is not natural, it has the best smell. I'm a huge fan of Method all-purpose cleaner and Squirt mop cleaner, which I will bring out after a bit in this video. But that all-purpose cleaner smells like men's cologne and it is my favorite thing ever. I'm also actually cleaning with flour sack towels. You can get those anywhere in any grocery store, and I'm pretty sure you can get them at dollar stores as well. They make great napkins if you like cloth napkins and you like to embroider. They also make great diapers for people who do cloth diapers. If you fold them in a certain way and put them in a reusable dry cover, you have yourself a diaper to wear at home. No safety pins needed. They actually make really cute cloth diaper covers that button and snap, and you can just put those right in there, and it saves a ton of money. Makes for great burp cloths as well. As you can see, I'm still dancing. I'm still vibing out. I have the record player in the other room. I've been jamming out to Harry Styles' new album, and let me tell you, it is a jam. I don't always clean like this, by the way. When I can, I do. This is usually my reset cleaning, but what needed to happen was everything needed wiped, everything needed disinfected and sanitized. It is allergy season. There is pollen everywhere, and all of my windows are open right now. So with all of that and all of the dander, dust, even with the air purifier, it still is good practice for me to keep everything wiped down. We have pets, and I want it to be sanitary, and that's my choice to have pets. But what I like to do with this rug is I want to put it in my washer because it is an off-brand ruggable. Last time I did that, it clogged up my washer, and I had to have someone come out and replace a part that didn't need replaced. I just needed to make sure that all the junk was out of the little part that drains in the bottom. And ironically enough, that washer is actually built for that sort of heft. But I remember the days where you could have a washer last you 30 or 40 years. Now we're lucky to get 5 years out of an overpriced piece of machinery that doesn't even use enough water to get my clothes clean. I don't know how I would have ever done cloth diapers and an HE washer. I always had to have a top loader because I couldn't get enough water in the machine to get them washed. But that's okay. I have other ways to keep this clean. Vacuuming is one way. dusting, shaking off, and I could always go to the laundromat. And if you're wondering if these are worth it, these rugs are definitely worth it. I'm whining about my washer. It is a washer issue, not a rug issue. Although I would obviously still be very careful. Make sure you're servicing your washing machines really well. Obviously, do not put these in the dryer. The instructions say not to do that. But these do dry pretty well. They hang dry. I usually will lay them outside across patio furniture and get them some sun. But they do wash really, really well. And these are the Better Homes and Gardens brand. Also, I'm struggling with the vacuum. It is a new vacuum. It's not a high-tech vacuum, but it reminds me of the ones that we had when we were kids. And it's a bit of a behemoth. So you can watch me struggle and not know how to use an electric cord. While I'm vacuuming, I thought I'd tell you why I painted my kitchen and living room walls white with one black wall. I had tried several different colors of paint in the kitchen. I have a western facing kitchen, so no matter what I decided on, everything looked dingy and dirty and yellow and gray. That sun beats in there no matter what I use. And yes, my curtain is broken. I haven't replaced it. I just never remember to do it. But it didn't matter what I did. Between me having sheetrock in most of my house, which is different than drywall. If you've ever seen sheetrock, it is a mess. Nothing ever looked right in here. So I did some research. I did not realize there were so many different shades of white. I went through the Bougie Benjamin Moore website to find the color that I wanted, and I played around with their website to find different shades that work with different light intake, or whatever the word is. I don't even know. And this color, white, I don't know what it is through Benjamin Moore, but it works. I went through Home Depot and I got a dupe that way. The goal was to not have a dingy color. The goal was to have a nice warm glow that was versatile, nothing off-white, but something that could go with a wide variety of colors and patterns. And this seems to work the best. So my other conundrum was, well, if I paint white in my living room all the way up the stairs, everyone's going to have their hands all over a white wall. And I really just don't want to have to, wash my walls down every 2 to 3 days. Paint just doesn't last like that. So I guess you can get coordinating shades of black in this particular color. The white is Polar Bear White. The black, I don't know what it is. It has golden undertones. It's so subtle. And when the sun hits it, it just has this nice, comfy, warm glow. And for a brain like mine, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so I'm going to go over this one more time with the vacuum because it's just easier than sweeping everything up. Just crumbs all over the place. These floors are easy to clean, but you can definitely see when there's a mess. These are laminate, and they're not as sturdy and durable as we thought they would be, but that's what rugs are for. So we're going to get this vacuumed up, and you can watch me mop like a weirdo. Because, well, sometimes it's just easier to dump a bunch of cleaner on the floor that's diluted and just wipe it on up. So we're going to finish getting this vacuumed and we'll get to mopping.
Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side as your shadow crosses mine. What it takes to come alive. It's the way I'm feeling, I just can't deny. But I gotta let it go.
that I'm going to use for this is the same brand and that green squirt bottle right there. This is the Method floor cleaner squirt mop. It's already done. All to do is squirt it everywhere. Yes, I'm using a lot. It really needed mopped up in here. And since I used a lot of harsh chemicals, I really didn't want anything super pungent in my sinuses. So the windows are open. I will be using bleach on everything else. But this has a really nice cherry almond smell. Yes, I'm dancing. The Crocs help. They're in two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. And yes, I am going to mop up the floors with a towel. I keep a bunch of shredded old bathroom towels. Instead of throwing them away, I just repurpose them. And you can cut them up. They make great wash rags or towels for your odds and ends inside and outside. But this is also a really great workout. It's good for those core muscles. It's good for maintaining balance. It's a functional exercise, but don't try this if you don't think you can handle it. And yes, I am dancing while I clean. I used to dance years ago. I don't dance anymore, obviously. But I do like to have fun. Now, I just washed my walls the other day. I actually took a spongy mop that I bought just for that with bleach and dish soap. This is the same Method cleaner that I used on everything else. Since that is a white wall and I have a window there that's open frequently and people spill stuff, cats, dogs, whatever. Yes, I said cats and dogs. They knock stuff off of my table all of the time. I wanted to make sure that it was clean. And I also wanted to get as much of the pollen off of the tables and windowsills and walls as possible. Our allergies are so bad this year. It is ridiculous. And my husband's allergies are life-threatening. So I say that as I have a ton of bleach in my house. But honestly, we had to do something because it's what keeps it clean. And so periodic over-bleaching, while not healthy, it is necessary to use bleach throughout the month. Fun fact, little tasks like I just did, a deep cleaning list is a great time to let your floors dry. So while I'm letting my floors dry off a little bit, I will let my rug that I vacuumed put off to the side, and I'll do little things like baseboards and whatever. So honestly, it only takes a couple of minutes and it's not something I do a lot. So getting those cleaning list items are really nice to do when, things are drying. That's how you maximize your task load, is you get started what you can. Things like putting cleaner in the toilets or in the sink, letting them sit for a minute, mopping the floors, airing them out. But usually I do my floors last. The way my kitchen is set up, it's just easier to do it this way sometimes because I need to move the rug out of the way, and that needed done more than anything because everything needed vacuumed and mopped more than the counters and ceilings and walls needed done. I went on ahead and decided to speed this section up a little bit. Yes, my island looks like crap. I don't care. We've had a lot going on, and honestly, I'm just grateful to have a house and a kitchen and a place to cook and eat and sleep. So this is my next step. I'm going to clear off my counter. I like to get my island sanitized before I do the dishes, and the reason is I will pull out dishes from the dishwasher, and I don't want clean dishes on a nasty surface. That doesn't mean it's deep cleaned, but I will use things like bleach. Right now I'm going to use Odoban because it's an anti-virulent or whatever you want to call it, and letting it soak not only helps with smells, but it also helps to make it sanitary and clean. And we've had some viruses go around that aren't too bad, but this is a little bit more gentle for me, and it's easier on my poor beaten up lungs. One thing I like to do at least once a week, if not at least 1 to 2 times a month, which is a little bit more realistic, is get my utensil cleaner or container cleaned out, because, stuff gets in there. It's really close to my stove, and for whatever reason, I think my house is allergic to shutting cabinet doors and drawers. So, there's just crumbs in it, and it's been washed out. You would never know it, but it has been washed out recently and frequently, and I'm going to do it again. So it was empty, and before I fill it back up with all of my clean silverware and cutlery, I'm going to dry it out, clean it out, using my watermelon scented extra. I had no specific reason for using that. It was just sort of there and easy to squirt out. So I dried it out, and I put it away, and I'm going to start filling it up with my dishes. Now that that's all dried, we can go ahead and get our dishes put away. So as you can see, I pulled out that white tub from under my sink. That is my nice little kitchen secret. That is a dollar store sink tub that I purchased a few months ago. I am currently filling it up with a teeny bit of soap and water and like 1/8 of a splash of bleach. And I'm going to use this to pre-rinse my dishes. Now, you're probably also wondering why I just yanked this from under my sink. If you have ever done anything with Fly Lady, she talks a lot about keeping your sink clean and your dishes clean and making sure your space is free of clutter so you can sort of use psychology to keep it cleaner. Well, that doesn't work when you live in your house full time with a lot of people who are neurodivergent, but in my house, it works on Fridays because I will put dirty dishes in there on Fridays and Saturdays, and then Saturday night I will pull it out and put everything in the dishwasher. And so I don't feel as overwhelmed when I come out of a day of rest. Also, you're probably wondering why I am basically washing the dishes before I put them in. I am not doing that. I am just wiping them off with a rag and a little bit of water and soap in there, and that will save me the steps from having to pull them out, rinse them out, and then put them back in the dishwasher. So at the end of the day, it saves me a lot of money and time. I don't like using dish tabs. I don't see that they do anything any better than the old school powder or squeezy liquid from Cascade that our grandmothers used to use back in the day in those workhorse dishwashers. So I decided that in my house, I don't want to run the risk of clogging my stuff up again because it gets clogged up with food, or my washer gets clogged up with hair and other things. So I don't use laundry pods or dish pods anymore. That never really affected it, but after we had some issues with our brand new washer getting clogged with enough dog hair to felt a miniature dog, I was like, yep, we're going to take all the necessary precautions. I can handle liquid or powder. It's not going to hurt anybody. And honestly, I use a lot more soap that way, and my dishes actually get clean. So my apologies for the last 10 minutes or so of this video. I'm going to keep the speed up pretty well, but I ran out of storage because my daughter and I share an iCloud between two different devices. So even with family sharing, we had used it all, and I had to get a lot of stuff maneuvered around on my phone and different apps. But I'm getting my sink prepped to hand wash the little bit I have left. I have some pans and cups and wooden utensils. I never put wood in the dishwasher because it is just not sanitary. They're better off boiling those things, but I typically just hand wash. And of course, Dawn is my go-to. We happened to buy that bottle of extra for $1, and it's extra useless, so it'll get used for small cleaning jobs that aren't as workhorse. I do just want to get the sink cleaned out on this side so I can put my clean dishes in. I am really big on repurposing things. I drink out of old jam jars, pickle jars, jelly jars. We eat a lot of pickles and pickled items and jams and jellies. The same goes for my towels. I think the towel that I'm washing with is an old bath towel that was used until it couldn't be used. So then I just shredded it. And anytime I have old bathroom towels or hand towels that I just don't want anymore, I don't throw them away. I don't want to be a hoarder, but I also don't want to spend money when I don't need to, especially when I need to save money. So old towels it is. It doesn't need to be aesthetic. It just needs to work. The things that need to be pretty will be pretty, and the things that need to work will work. Sometimes things that work as a functional item can be pretty, but in this case, it's going to get bleached. I don't care. It's not going to look nice. So we'll get the rest of these dishes done, and then we'll move on to a few other things behind me. So while I got these dishes drying off, I'm going to move over to the stove. I like to pull everything off of the cabinets, and I kind of like wet clean everything, so I'm going to overuse product. I'm going to let it sit because those places get greasy. I've already cleaned my racks for my stove. I did that the other day actually, and I don't want to do it again. So I am just wiping this down, and I'm going to go back and dry it off and get everything cleaned off as best as I can. Like I said, we cook a lot. We're an ingredients household. We kind of have to be in most aspects, but not all of the time. But I'm going to get my stove cleaned off, and a lot of times you'll see me just pop open my stove or my oven and just wipe off in there. Nothing too crazy. A lot of tiny little steps help. I like to clean this way, but it just doesn't get done all the time, and not everybody cleans like me. So, you know, this is what we're gonna do. Oh, and in case you're wondering what I'm cleaning with, I am using my Method spray cleaner again and dish soap here. I used leftover dishwater that wasn't dirty, and there's a teeny little bit of bleach in there, just enough to help freshen up a little bit. And yes, the windows are open, so everything is well ventilated. I also make sure that I get all of my little counter items wiped off a little bit. Those are ceramic, so they're not hard to keep clean, but they're not perfectly white, so any splatter on it kind of looks weird. I didn't really think that through with the sad beige millennial thing, but it's aight. Also, here is your friendly reminder to make sure you clean out your toaster. I was just shaking it out on the bottom and getting those little drawers out to get the crumbs. And so I'm going to wipe off everything over here. Same thing. Yes, I was heavy-handed with this cleaner. Everything is open. It's fine. It's airing out. And the wall wasn't too bad, but I think I had a little bit of pasta sauce over there, so I had to get that wiped off. This is a semi-gloss paint, so it comes off pretty well. Alright, so while I'm cleaning my coffee bar area, my stuff is gonna kind of like go in and out and be spotty. I'm gonna get the sink cleaned out a little bit. I'm gonna clean off my coffee bar area. As you can see, it was cleaned off and I got everything out, but I'm gonna reassemble it now. I have my espresso machine, my tea, whole bean coffee. I use instant coffee because it's easier on my digestive system and my interstitial cystitis, and my trusty kettle. But I'm so glad you guys hung out with me today. I want to hear what other kinds of cleaning videos you like, so please leave me a comment. You can find me on other apps or social media. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to talk to you. Let me know how you like to clean. Give me a shout out. I'm so glad we got to clean today. Hope you're well. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.